Hi, I'm Lila. At 38, I've built a solid career as a marketing executive while maintaining what I thought was a happy 12-year marriage to Marcus, my financial advisor husband. We live in a colonial in the suburbs, chose not to have kids, and instead focused on our careers, dinner parties, and weekend trips with friends. That Tuesday night, I picked up Thai food on the way home. Pad Thai for me, green curry for Marcus. How was your day? I asked, unpacking containers on our granite island. Marcus barely looked up from his phone. Fine. I should have caught the warning sign. Marcus usually rambled about his clients or office drama. We ate in unusual silence. I chatted about my latest campaign until Marcus set down his fork. I want a divorce. Just like that. 4 words that shattered 12 years. Is this a joke? I asked, a nervous laugh escaping. I've already contacted my lawyer. You should talk to Richard Keller. I'll text you his number. Marcus, what the hell? Where is this coming from? He stood, straightening his expensive shirt. I've been unhappy for a while, Lila. We want different things. It's better to make a clean break. Different things? We just booked that trip to Portugal last week? Look, I'm tired of pretending. This isn't working for me anymore. His voice was cold, like he was ending a business deal, not a marriage. That night, while Marcus snored in the guest room, I searched our home office. Marcus had always been meticulous about finances, but in his desk drawer, I found bank statements I'd never seen, accounts in his name with suspiciously high balances. The next day, I met my friend Taylor for emergency drinks. He ambushed you with divorce over Thai food? Taylor shook her head. And told you to call his lawyer? Oh, hell no. I don't understand what happened. Everything was fine last week. Was it, though? You've mentioned him working late, those weekend conferences, the sudden wardrobe upgrades. My stomach dropped. The classic signs had been there all along. Don't you dare call his lawyer, Taylor said. That's like asking the wolf to recommend a shepherd. You need your own attorney, someone ruthless. I don't know any divorce lawyers, but I do. My cousin used Sophia Reynolds when her husband tried hiding assets. Sophia destroyed him. She's expensive, but worth every penny. The next day in Sophia's downtown office, I felt a spark of strength returning. So he told you to talk to his lawyer? Sophia raised an eyebrow, her sharp red suit matching her demeanor. How considerate. I just want what's fair. Fair went out the window when he tried manipulating you into using his attorney, Sophia replied. Tell me about your finances. As I explained about the hidden accounts, Sophia's eyes narrowed. Document everything. Don't confront him yet, and don't move out no matter what. One more thing, Sophia added as I left. Change your passwords. All of them. Today. I followed Sophia's advice perfectly. For 2 weeks, I played the cooperative wife while secretly investigating. Marcus seemed relieved by my apparent surrender. I'll need the password to our investment account, I said casually over coffee, just to get a sense of what we're working with. Don't worry about that stuff. The lawyers will handle everything. Just trying to be prepared. Don't want to waste anyone's time. He sighed. Fine. It's the usual with the year we got married. What Marcus didn't know, I'd already accessed that account and installed a keylogger on our home computer, something Sophia arranged. While Marcus attended a client dinner, I discovered 3 separate accounts he'd never mentioned. 2 offshore, 1 domestic, all with substantial balances. Look at these transfers, I showed Sophia the next day. 20,000 here, 15,000 there. Where's this money coming from? Could be skimming from clients. Could be hiding legitimate income. Either way, it's bad for him. Have you talked to anyone about Marcus's business practices? That afternoon, I met my friend Diane at a distant coffee shop. Her husband Greg worked in Marcus's financial district. I hate being the messenger. Diane stirred her latte nervously. But Marcus has a reputation downtown. What kind of reputation? Greg says he pushes ethical boundaries with investments. Nothing illegal enough to get caught, but there's been talk. What else haven't you told me? Diane leaned in. His assistant, Vanessa? They've been spotted together at the Riverdale Hotel. Everything clicked. The late nights, The weekend conferences? The sudden divorce? How long have you known? The Vanessa thing? Just rumors until Greg saw them looking very unprofessional last month. I was finding the right time to tell you. Thanks for telling me now. It actually helps. You're taking this surprisingly well. Let's just say I'm motivated to get what I deserve. At home, I maintained my act. Marcus grew cockier daily, even discussing post-divorce plans openly. Once everything's finalized, we should keep the house on market until spring, he said casually. Better offers that way. Whatever you think is best, I replied, secretly forwarding his emails through admin access I still had. Sophia laid out our strategy. We document everything quietly, then strike all at once. No warning shots? Won't he see it coming? Men like Marcus are blinded by their own arrogance. He thinks you're a pushover. The following week, Marcus brought settlement papers. Richard drew these up. Pretty standard. He slid them across the kitchen island. I keep my business assets, you keep your retirement, we sell the house and split it. Seems simple enough. That's the idea. Clean break. I nodded, noticing how the proposal omitted the hidden accounts and undervalued his business. That night, I hit gold. In a password-protected folder on our shared cloud was a document labeled Real Estate Holdings, 2 commercial properties worth over $3 million through an LLC tracing to Marcus, mentioned nowhere in our financial disclosures. I texted Sophia, "Found something big. Meeting tomorrow?" Her reply, "Bring everything. The gloves are coming off." The morning of our mediation, Marcus cornered me in the kitchen, looking smug in his tailored suit. "I talked to Richard last night. If you sign today, I'm willing to throw in the BMW. That's generous. I kept my tone neutral while making coffee. It's the smart play, Lila. Dragging this out only hurts both of us. Legal fees add up fast. I'm aware of how money works, Marcus. Are you? Because fighting me would be throwing good money after bad. Take the deal. Walk away with your dignity. 2 hours later, we sat in a sterile conference room. Marcus and Richard on one side, Sophia and I on the other. My client has prepared a very generous offer. Richard slid folders across the table. Mrs. Hamilton would retain her retirement accounts valued at $340,000, plus 50% equity in the marital home. Sophia barely glanced at the papers. Before we discuss that, we'd like to address some discrepancies in Mr. Hamilton's financial disclosures. My client has been fully transparent. Has he? We've identified several undisclosed accounts. 3 to be exact. Marcus's face twitched. Those are business accounts. Interesting. They're held in your personal name, not your LLC. And these wire transfers, $420,000 over 3 years, don't appear in any business records. Richard glanced at Marcus, confusion evident. I wasn't aware of these accounts. There's more. I spoke up, enjoying the panic in Marcus's eyes. 2 commercial properties purchased through Lakeside Holdings, LLC. Ring any bells? Marcus leaned toward Richard, whispering urgently. We'll need a brief recess, Richard announced. In the hallway, Marcus confronted me. Where did you get this information? You had no right to access my personal accounts. Funny thing about joint tax returns. They create a paper trail. When mediation resumed, Richard's tone had changed completely. Perhaps we should discuss a revised settlement. Sophia shook her head. Given Mr. Hamilton's deliberate concealment of assets, we'll be requesting full financial disclosure under oath, with penalties for perjury. Marcus slammed his hand down. This is ridiculous. Those properties are part of a separate investment group. An investment group you solely control, I countered. With money that disappeared from our joint funds? The mediation collapsed. Outside, Sophia squeezed my arm. You did great. He's rattled. What happens now? Now we go nuclear. I've contacted some of Marcus's former clients. 3 have agreed to provide statements about his practices. That evening, my phone rang with an unknown number. Is this Lila Hamilton? A woman's voice, nervous. Who's asking? It's Vanessa, Marcus's assistant. Former assistant as of 2 hours ago. What do you want? To talk. About Marcus. About what he's been doing with client funds. And about us. I know you know. Why would you want to help me? Because he promised me things. Then I caught him transferring money from my personal account. When I confronted him, he fired me. He's not who I thought. Join the club. I have documentation. Emails, transfers, client conversations. Things his lawyer doesn't know about. I arranged to meet her at Sophia's office the next morning. After hanging up, I stared at our wedding photo. 12 years with a man who'd been playing me. My phone buzzed. We need to talk. This can still end well for both of us. I didn't respond. For the first time, I held all the cards. The courtroom felt smaller than I'd imagined. Marcus sat with Richard, both in expensive suits that couldn't hide their nervous energy. Sophia arranged her documents while I tried to steady my breathing. Judge Patricia Connors entered, a stern woman in her 60s with zero tolerance for financial games. Your Honor, we'd like to present evidence that Mr. Hamilton has systematically concealed marital assets, Sophia began. Richard stood quickly. These allegations are exaggerated. My client admits to some oversights, but oversights? 3 accounts and properties worth over $3 million aren't oversights, they're deliberate concealment. For the next hour, Sophia presented our evidence. The hidden accounts, property records, suspicious transfers. Then came our surprise. The court calls Vanessa Mitchell, the bailiff announced. Marcus's face drained of color as Vanessa walked to the stand. I was his executive assistant for 3 years, and we were involved personally. Why did that employment end? He fired me after I discovered he transferred money from my personal savings without permission. Marcus stood abruptly. That's a lie. She gave me that money as an investment. Mr. Hamilton, sit down, Judge Connors ordered. Vanessa detailed how Marcus had instructed her to create false documentation for clients and help hide assets from me. Next came William Parker, a former client who'd lost nearly $200,000 through Marcus's guaranteed investment scheme. He showed me falsified returns for the first year. By the time I realized something was wrong, most of my money had vanished. When Marcus finally testified, his confident facade had crumbled. He fumbled through explanations about administrative errors and temporary asset reallocations. Judge Connors was unmoved. In 20 years on this bench, I've rarely seen such blatant attempts to defraud both the court and your spouse. Her ruling came swiftly. I received the house outright, 70% of all discovered assets and legal fees paid by Marcus. Additionally, she referred his case to regulatory authorities and the district attorney. Outside the courthouse, Sophia hugged me tightly. We did it. You did it. 6 months later, I hosted a housewarming party in my redecorated living room. Taylor and Diane arranged appetizers while I poured wine. To Lila 2.0, Taylor raised her glass. Stronger and richer than ever. Heard anything about Marcus? Diane asked cautiously. The regulatory board revoked his license last month, and the criminal investigation is expanding. I wasn't the only one he was stealing from. My doorbell rang unexpectedly. When I opened it, Marcus stood there looking nothing like the polished advisor I'd married. His suit was rumpled, his eyes hollow. Lila, please. 5 minutes. I've lost everything, he continued, voice breaking. My practice, my reputation, we could start over. 6 months ago, I might have felt satisfaction. Now I just felt nothing. No, Marcus, we can't. I still love you. You never loved me. You loved what I represented in your perfect life narrative. I stepped back. Goodbye, Marcus. I closed the door on my past and rejoined my friends, feeling lighter than I had in years. The story of Lila's triumph over Marcus's betrayal has now come to an end. What would you have done if you discovered your spouse was not only cheating, but secretly stealing your shared assets? Would you have sought justice like Lila? Or would you have handled it differently? If you enjoyed Lila's journey from blindsided wife to empowered woman, hit that like button and subscribe for more revenge stories where toxic people get exactly what they deserve. Share your thoughts in the comments below.